Welcome to the Girl That Got Up podcast, a safe space for the woman who had to survive things that she never should have experienced. The woman who had to become strong too early, love from broken places, and carry pain in silence. This is more than a podcast. This is healing. This is honesty. This is becoming. I'm Latisha, and this is not just a podcast. This is where the version of me I buried finally gets a voice. Because the truth is, I didn't lose myself as a grown woman. I lost myself as a little girl. And this is the story of the girl that got up. Leading your children from healing instead of hurt. Can I be honest? One of the hardest things that I ever had to face was realizing that I was trying to raise healthy children from a unhealthy version of myself. I love my children. I will give my life for them. I pray over them. I protect them. I provide for them. But I also realize that sometimes love isn't enough if you haven't healed. Because children doesn't just learn from what we tell them, they learn from what we model. And I had to ask myself, am I teaching my children healing or I'm teaching them survival? That question changed everything. There was a season where I was exhausted mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually. I was pouring from an empty cup. I was overwhelmed. And when you're overwhelmed, sometimes your children experience the version of you that life has worn down. Not because you're a bad parent, not because you're an unhealed one. And I remember sitting with God one day and I realized I don't want my children to inherit my unresolved pain. I don't want them to inherit my anxiety, my emotional reactions, my fear, my survival mindset. I want them to inherit peace, security, faith, emotional health. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens when a parent decides to heal. I had to stop asking, why are my kids acting like this? And I started asking, what am I showing them? Because a children mirrors what they are around. If they constantly see chaos, chaos feels normal. If they constantly see yelling, they learn yelling is communication. If they're constantly seeing anxiety, they begin to carry anxiety too. So if they see their mom apologizing, they learn humility. If they see a mother's praying, they learn dependence on God. If they see a mother regulating her emotions, that means emotional safety. Healing isn't just for me anymore, it's for my children. And one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible is Proverbs 22:6, train a child up in the way that they should go. Notice it doesn't say teach them. Training means modeling, demonstrating, moving, living in it in front of them. Children don't need perfection. They need consistency. They need a mother who keeps choosing healing, a mother who are willing to say, I was wrong. Mommy needs a minute. Let's pray together. These moments build trust. Healing doesn't mean you never get triggered. Can I free somebody today? Healing doesn't mean you will never get frustrated. Healing doesn't mean that you will never raise your voice. Healing doesn't mean you will never make another mistake. Healing means you're quicker to recognize, quicker to repair, quicker to apologize, quicker to return to peace. That's growth. So I'm going to give you a few practical steps that you can take. One is regulate yourself before you discipline your child. Before reaching, pause. Take 5 slow breaths. Pray. Step into another room if your child is safe. Ask yourself, am I responding to my child or reacting from my own stress? Children need correction, but they also need a regulated parent. Practical step number 2, start journaling your triggers. Ask yourself, what happens? What emotions come up? What does your body feel like? What did it remind me of? How could I respond differently next time? Healing begins with awareness. Step number 3, give yourself permission to ask for help. Healing is a weakness. If you have access, consider talking to a licensed therapist who have helped you process old wounds and build healthy coping strategies. So if therapy isn't available right now, found trusted communities, read books, pray, journal, learn emotional regulation. I recommend that you read The Body Keeps Score. This is not a paid ad, but that book is a good book, as well as a couple of techniques that I have learned which I'm about to reference. It's not a paid ad again. Break the cycle. She gives you practical steps, and I'm about to give you the ones that she advised. So a grounding method with 5 senses. So do this. You list things you notice around you, sitting in place. You start by looking around and listing 5 things you can see, then scan the room again and list 5 things you can touch. After you're done with the senses of touch, you move into listing 3 things you can hear. After you finish that list, you look around again for 2 things you can smell. Finally, you want to list 1 thing that you can taste, okay? Because growth is possible, right? And then practical step number 4. Repair after rupture. Every parent gets it wrong sometimes. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is repair. Tell your child, mommy should not have yelled. I'm sorry. Let's try that again. That teaches accountability. Step number 5, build daily communication. Spend even 5 to 10 uninterrupted minutes together. No phone, no TV, just communication. Children spell love, time, Small moments create lifelong memories. My children deserve more than a mother who simply survived. They deserve a mother who's healing, a mother who's growing, a mother who's willing to break cycles. And every day I'm choosing to become her. Not because I'm perfect, but because I deserve the happiest version of myself I can give. So if you're listening to me today and you've been carrying guilt, let it go. Guilt doesn't change your children. Healing does. So forgive yourself. Keep learning, keep showing up one conversation, one prayer, one apology, one healthy decision at a time. Because legacy isn't built through perfect parents. It's built through parents who are humble enough to heal. I am Latisha. This is the Girl That Got a Podcast, where healing becomes legacy, faith becomes action, and the healthiest thing you can pass down is a healthier version of you. Remember, it's all God, no gas, no brakes on healing, no brakes on becoming. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Love y'all.